There you go.
Good morning and welcome to the Indy Boomer Show. I'm Mary Pat McKee and I publish a magazine called Indy Boomer. I have the pleasure this morning of sitting here with Laura Roman, who is with Westminster Village North, and we are going to be discussing that in just a moment. Before we get started, though, as you can see on the screen, there is our September issue of Indy Boomer, which you can pick up at any Kroger or Marsh store in Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. That is celebrating the 200th bicentennial for Indiana, the torch race, which is still going on until I think October 13th or 15th. I'm not really sure.
October 13th here in Noblesville.
Oh, it ends up here in Noblesville. Very good. I have a little mouse in the corner that gives me information that I need. Also, that mouse, I'd like to thank Jim Wofford and Logan Street Signs and Banners for allowing us to have the show, and we are ready to jump right in. Laura at Westminster Village North is one of our folks that are in our news section, Boomer Plus section, and have been with us for a couple of years, and pull this section out as a reference for boomers who are helping their parents, or if they're on the older end of the boomer, they might need the information for themselves. But let's talk about Westminster Village. It is one of the most beautiful campuses I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Tell us about it. And
sure. Westminster Village North is a continuing care retirement community. Right. So what that means is we offer levels of care for people who want to live independently. Quite frankly, I could live there at age 62.
Well, I could at 57, but anyway.
Okay, and we have homes and we have apartments for individuals who want to live independently, but part of a bigger community. Right. We also offer assisted living. And assisted living is for individuals who may need assistance with their, say, medications, or taking their baths, or getting to and fro, and meals and things like that. And lastly, then, we offer the traditional short-term and long-term rehabilitation. So what we might have said in the past as nursing home care, that would be long-term care, and then short-term rehabilitation for someone who might have had a surgery.
Oh, you do the rehab. I didn't realize you were doing that as well.
Yes, we do. Yes, we have a beautiful rehab facility and therapy right there.
Okay.
So a lot of our residents come from the hospital following hip surgery or knee surgery or something such as that, right. And they just aren't ready to go home yet. They need a little bit of strength.
Right, exactly. And Westminster Village is out. Is it Sunnyside and 63rd?
That's exactly right.
Is that right? And it is just, the whole campus is covered with trees. It's very nice. And just a quick story, because I always think this is interesting. Years and years and years ago, Westminster Village was where they sent the people with TB, with tuberculosis. So
yes.
There's a lot of character in the building in itself. So anyway, you should definitely check it out. You know, you have something new that you're doing, and I think you might be exclusive on it. Memory meals, can you tell us about that?
We are so excited. So, you know, think back to how long we've been dealing with heart-healthy food.
All right.
20 years maybe, longer than that. And yet, Alzheimer's and brain disease is also something that affects a huge population.
Yes.
A few years.
More and more.
And I think it's something that each of us worry about. So a few years ago, there was some research that was done out of Rush University. And from that research, the nutritionist there, whose name is Mary Claire Morris, she created the MIND diet. The MIND diet is kind of a combination of the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet. Okay. But the essence of it is that it's based on leafy vegetables. Okay. It's based on nuts and berries and olive oil and some of those things that we might all be familiar with from the Mediterranean diet.
Right.
So once she did this kind of research, it went to clinical trials. And those clinical trials really have indicated that the adherence to the MIND diet can slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease by many years, 5+ years.
Right, so eating certain foods can actually slow the process?
Actually can.
Wow.
It's some of it is as easy as taking some of our recipes and trading out our regular oils with olive oil. We've kind of heard that for years.
Okay.
But if we also look at the inclusion of some spices, for instance, cinnamon is good for your brain.
I have heard that.
Yes.
I've heard that.
And turmeric is also another spice.
What is turmeric?
A spice.
Okay. No, that sounds good. I'm not familiar at all.
But some of this is, of course, it's an adherence to fish and poultry, kind of a
Okay.
move from that red meat stuff that we've
So
heard
no
over
red
the years.
meat? Hope I don't get it.
No, here's the good news.
Okay.
Even some adherence to this diet
Okay.
can be beneficial in the
Mhm.
long run. Well, what's happened is after this research was done, a local woman who was helping her mother
Mhm.
deal with Alzheimer's and was searching for different things. How could she do the most for her mother? She came across this mind diet.
Okay.
And she recognized the importance of this. She ended up working with the local boutique restaurant that I don't know if I can say who took the essence of the mind diet and created over 200 recipes.
Really?
These are yummy recipes. So
Okay.
they include entrees, they include vegetables, salads, desserts.
Mostly fish and poultry, though.
A lot of it is based on fish and poultry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of it is based on kind of even taking some recipes and trading out, like
Right.
I said, some
Mhm.
of the things that you might have normally put in and using different spices or adding berries.
Mhm.
Blueberries are amazing
I've
for
heard
your
blueberries
brain.
are as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this person worked on developing this platform, and as some years now have gone by, she has created a product that she is marketing
Mhm.
to senior communities, and it is under the title of Memory Meals.
Okay.
Um,
And she's a local from Indiana gal.
She is. I'm going to say her name. Ashley Bryan is her name.
I'm interested to know that.
And Ashley has developed a total platform that's called Life in the Moment.
Okay.
And what that Life in the Moment does is brings together resources as it relates to exercise, as it relates to food, as it relates to medication,
Mhm.
and to be a one-stop shop
Yeah.
for people who are looking for resources for Alzheimer's disease.
Okay.
Now,
And
memory meals.
also alternative resources
Yes.
that are not traditional.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
What she learned is that she could find something about food over here or exercise over there, but it wasn't in one platform.
Yeah, it wasn't all together.
And so Ashley, out of her personal experience, really has been working to bring this together. The first part of this that's ready to launch is Memory Meals,
Okay.
but there will be more.
With
And-
the exercise and the other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She has launched this now nationally,
Mhm.
and I'm very proud to say that Westminster Village will be the first in the state of Indiana to
Wow.
introduce these meals to our residents.
That is great. That
Now,
is
we
great
all
news.
know that our residents
Mhm.
may not all like only fish or poultry.
Right.
So it is something that we are offering in conjunction with their regular meals with education.
So you can mix it in.
Yes.
Okay.
So they might say, okay, I'm going to have my my hamburger, but
Mhm.
I'm going to choose to have this vegetable that is that adheres to the mind diet. But also as part of this program and that Westminster will be launching, we will be introducing some games that will be for our residents.
Memory type games?
Memory type games,
Okay.
brain teasers,
Mhm.
scavenger hunts, various things just to keep them engaged, as well as some educational information that we will be providing them. I can tell you that as I've been talking to our residents and as I've been going to our dietary committee and things like that, They are so excited.
Oh, I bet.
Each of us know someone who has had Alzheimer's disease, and all of us, I think, have a fear that might soon be us as well.
Well, and they're also talking that it could be hereditary.
Yes.
And yes,
Yes.
it worries me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So soon, after the first of the year,
is that when you're launching?
we're launching this month.
Are you?
We're launching
Okay,
in October.
Okay.
We will be launching in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. What our chef found is it did not increase the cost of our food, which is a huge issue.
Yes, it
of
is.
course.
Yeah.
We're all afraid that the cost of our food. So it just is replacing some things that we would purchase with some other things.
That's a beautiful thing,
It
isn't
is.
it?
It is.
Yeah.
But after the first of the year, Life in the Moment will be releasing an app. So it will be available for everyone.
What would they do with an app?
Consumers,
Okay.
you don't live in a retirement community, you
Oh,
might
but you're
say,
taking
I
care of
want
your
it down,
parents.
or for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it at my age and saying, yeah, if I'm starting to have some cognitive decline, I'd like to slow that. And this research shows that it could slow it by up to 6 years.
Do you know one thing, talking about cognitive decline, is that I have heard, because you know how you are talking about something and you forget what you were saying, and so much of that, they said, is because there is so much information nowadays that it doesn't matter what age you are. But that was going to be my other question for you was, I guess not another question, but are you just doing it with the folks that are in memory care, or
No.
so anybody?
No,
could,
we're launching this with our residents who are in independent living.
Okay.
Because, again, we've all seen one of our friends or neighbors who have had the decline.
Right.
The reality is that the fear of Alzheimer's is the number 2 health fear that people have.
Okay.
And so, we want our residents to know that we are concerned about them and helping them to meet their goals.
But, also, I mean, it's not just Alzheimer's. When you get older, your mind starts to decline,
Right.
whether you get Alzheimer's or not.
Right.
So this can even help that?
It can help that.
Okay.
It can also help other diseases because it is such a healthy diet.
Because they antioxidants or whatever?
Yes, and so there is some
Alzheimer's
research that indicates that it could be helpful for individuals who might have diabetes, and also
really?
with hypertension and some other disease as well.
Okay. Well, I would also think maybe even cancer fighting.
No research to
No
that
research,
degree,
I agree. But when you said blueberries, that's a big one
Yes.
for helping to keep that. So, okay, I'm trying to see without my glasses, which is a very hard thing to do when you're a boomer. Okay, let's change gears a little bit. Common misconception about finding a resource for assisted living.
Oh boy, yes, this is such an interesting thing. We have individuals who come to our community all the time and saying, well, so-and-so is telling me that this, and so-and-so is telling me that.
Yeah.
I really just want to say to everyone that if you are looking for assisted living and if you are looking for your loved one, that you research what all of the costs are involved. Many communities charge in different ways.
Yes.
And when people are in assisted living, as we know, they might need assistance with one thing. They might need assistance with 5.
Right.
I suggest to everyone to really fully understand the pricing. Communities such as Westminster charge one price for assisted living.
Okay.
Some communities charge your rent, charge your food, charge so much for level 1 care, so much
Right.
for level 2 care, etc. And it
So
goes
you're
up.
a flat? You don't do levels of care?
We do not.
Wow, that's
We
really
believe that all
unusual.
residents should get all the care that they
That
need
they need. That's a good.
without regard to what they've paid on their bill.
Right. Well, that's really good to know. I really think what people need to do, and I'm always saying this, is they need to get out there and investigate things before they get behind the 8 ball,
That's right.
before there's a broken hip or some safety issue that comes up quickly. And I would definitely highly suggest that if you are looking in the Geist or the northeast side of Indianapolis to go check out Westminster Village. It'll give you something else to compare everything else to.
I think that is great, and we would be happy to take anyone on a tour. We'd be happy to share a memory meal with them.
Yeah, exactly. So they can remember everything they saw.
That's
when they're
right.
there.
That's right.
Just teasing.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up here. Laura, thank you again for coming. Appreciate it. Good information. We'll have you again. I want to just remind everybody the magazine is on the screen there. Pick that up at any Kroger or Marsh store in Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. And of course, don't forget to watch Boomer TV on Sunday mornings at 10:30 with Patty Spittler. We've got a new show for you this week, so check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. So there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.